Well, many of us are familiar with hospice. It's become really a significant part of our healthcare system.
Your experience may be limited to the people in your life. It's now available for our pets.
Cherie Fry owns and founded Paws to Angels Pet Loss Center. She's here with her dog, Emmy.
Nice
Thanks
to
for
see
stopping
you.
by. Good to see
Thank
you
you.
again.
Good
Welcome
morning.
back. Hi, Em.
Good morning.
Yeah, how's Emmy doing?
Emmy is doing wonderful. She's a little shy,
Yeah.
but
She's a
doing
sweet
good.
girl.
Little puppy.
Sweet
Yeah.
girl.
You know, this is not always a fun issue to talk about.
No.
But you're here to spread a little bit, spread the word about hospice and how it relates to pets. So what is pet hospice?
Pet hospice is mirrored exactly like our hospice for humans. It's a service for at home. Pets are given comfort care in the final stages of their life.
Yeah.
What brought about the idea for you specifically that you wanted to add it to your services?
With the death of my Molly last February, she died a horrible, agonizing death through heart failure. And I didn't know the signs to look for. I wasn't educated on end-of-life stages.
Even though this is your field, this is your specialty, that's interesting that it still caught you by surprise.
Yes.
So imagine the rest of us, we wouldn't know either.
So what's your philosophy when you're dealing with end of life for your pets? How does Paws to Angels shed some light on that in terms of your philosophy?
We very much understand that when we're facing the death of our pets, it hurts just as much as when we face that death with a human. And our goal is to provide a warm, compassionate time for that family so they can establish significance with their pet during that last stage of life.
I'm curious about the difference, and we'll get there, between euthanasia and pet hospice. But first, there are 3 components to pet hospice. What are they?
They're medical comfort care, nursing care, and supportive care for the family.
And you're able to work with families to know what they need, to know what their pet needs, most of all during those times.
Does the pet have to be terminally ill? I mean, how does this work to inquire about services and to get on the program?
That's kind of where our pet hospice differs a little bit from our human hospice. No, the pet does not have to be terminally ill. Just in their senior stages, they suffer from age-related ailments, such as arthritis and mobility issues. And it's just amazing when you can go in and teach a family how to work with them and make things better in the home. What a world of difference it would make.
For the pet, this is a huge difference for the pet, but then also for the families. You've got to be good at helping the pets and the people through these situations.
One of the largest holes in our care for pets is we go straight from medical care directly to cremation. There has been no education, no proper education on those end stages of life with our pet, and no care for the family.
So what do you do with those families? How do you help those families out when you're talking about an end of life for their pets?
You know, I help them with evaluations. We sit down and we make out a journal type thing, a daily journal, to walk them through each process, educate them on the diseases that their pet is living with. So often they don't know enough about it.
Well, and I think we rely in some cases on our veterinarians for that, but it's often an incomplete picture. I mentioned euthanasia, so how is that different from what you offer through pet hospice?
Well, the hospice, we have to keep in mind it's for the living animal that's in its last stage. Euthanasia is to help them die with dignity so the pain doesn't get much worse.
And is that available in home? I know a lot of people are looking at that because it breaks your heart to think about this animal who's been with you for, a good friend of mine just lost her dog after 16 years. That's a long time.
It is.
And you don't want to think about losing your pet on a cold metal table. You want them to be home where they're comfortable. Is that something you offer too?
Yes, it is. More and more families are wanting the comfort care of home. It's easier on the family, it's easier on the pet. There's just too much hustle and bustle going on in the clinic, and too much nervousness and anxiousness for the pet and the family.
There's always that point that a family has to make that decision, maybe to euthanize a pet. How do you help families get to that point, and how do you help them deal with the emotional aspect of that?
That they don't have sort of those good days left.
It's educating them what to look for on, does the bad outweigh the good? Some physical symptoms that may be going on. It's not always are they continue to eating and drinking, because there's just other things to look for.
There's a quote that I want our viewers to see and that you wanted to share with them, and really this speaks to compassion. It's from Kenneth Patrick. Why is this something important to share, Cherie?
I think it says an awful lot about what hospice is. It's really providing that compassionate care and love through that dying process, and understanding that it's not always easy.
It's courage too. I think about compassion, but it takes a lot of courage.
There is. There's a lot of families out there that are making these tough decisions, and for families that finalize those arrangements with Paws to Angels, talk about this drawing. This is open through the end of June,
And we've
right?
got a picture of it too.
Yeah, it's a DNA drawing. A little sample there. I get a tissue from inside the pet's mouth, and it's encapsulated. So just something I like to do every few months for families. It's something different that they can always keep their pet close to their heart.
And there's something else too that I want to make sure you know about. Really a neat way to honor your pet through paint. Do you have to be artistically gifted, Cherie, to do this?
And I get a lot of people that are in fear to go to this, but it's really a way of honoring them. We have an artist that draws out the picture in pencil, and families can come in and paint their pet and enjoy
And
some
bond
wine
together.
and visit.
And meet other people
That are going through the same thing that they are. It's a wonderful, good time.
February 19th at Canvas and Cabernet. It's $50. You can learn more. Do you register online as well?
Yes.
So it's canvasandcab.com. Pawstoangels.net. That's the website if you'd like to learn more. Cherie offers a range of services, and we've talked to families in the past who've used them, and they've really said it made a huge difference for them in terms of grieving and then getting to the point of celebrating those years. That you were huge in that way. Thank you for coming in today.
Thank you
Cherie,
for
good to
Great
having
to
me.
see you. Emmy, well done. Way to go. I know the lights and cameras, they're not always easy. Take care, okay?
Thank you.
If this is a conversation